The night was dark and quiet, which was exactly how Elowen liked it. She zipped up her favorite purple sleep sack and fluffed her pillow, ready for 7 whole hours of dream time. But wait, a little scratch came from the window. Outside, pressed against the glass, was Gnash. He was a monster built for scary roaring, with big purple fuzz and teeth like tiny, slightly crooked moons. But Gnash was terrible at sneaking. He kept forgetting which way his elbows bent. Thump, crash, clatter. Gnash finally tumbled through the open window, landing in a heap of tangled limbs and dust bunnies. He quickly stood up, puffed out his chest, and tried to deliver his signature, terrifying midnight yell. Instead of a yell, a tiny, nervous meep slipped out. Gnash groaned and covered his face with his paws. Elowen sat up in bed, folding her arms. "Excuse me," she said clearly. "Are you all right? That sounded like a very painful fall." Gnash lowered his paws. He remembered he was supposed to be terrifying. He decided to employ his best scary walk, a stiff-legged, low-to-the-ground shuffle. He took 3 shaky steps forward, and then his large foot connected with a tiny, forgotten wooden duck toy. Whoosh, bump, wobble. Gnash slid right across the carpet and face-planted into a pile of clean laundry. Elowen got out of bed and walked over to him, stepping carefully around the wooden duck. "You really need to watch out for obstacles," she advised. Gnash peeled a fluffy pink sock off his snout and tried to look menacing. But just as he opened his mouth, a small, fluttering insect flew right past his enormous eye. It was a moth, a very, very small moth. Gnash went completely rigid. Moths were quiet. Moths were unpredictable. They fluttered. Gnash squeezed his eyes shut and let out a sound that was less of a roar and more like the high-pitched whine of a small, frightened tea kettle. Elowen giggled, realizing his secret. She spotted the tiny, brown moth fluttering toward the lamp. Elowen gently cupped her hands around the moth and walked slowly toward the shuddering purple monster. "Say goodbye, Gnash," she whispered cheerfully. Gnash saw the approach of the dreaded fluttery thing and burst through the closed closet door in a panic, leaving a perfect purple monster-shaped hole. Elowen tucked the little moth safely out the window, climbed back into bed, and finally settled in for 7 whole hours of peaceful, moth-free, monster-free sleep.